Art of Programming. I'm Dr. Ethel Thakur. In this video tutorial, we will see motion blurring operation on image. So what is motion blur? First of all, whenever image is captured from any moving vehicles, the image gets blurred. So if we want to obtain this kind of output using a scripting language, then we can apply the motion blurring operation. So output image looks exactly like that it is being captured by moving vehicles in particular direction. So image is captured from moving vehicle is an best example to define the motion blurring effect. Motion blur kernel will have the average pixel value in particular direction. So here we will see the blurring operation, motion blurring operation in two direction, horizontal as well as vertical direction. And this operation is also known as a directional low pass filter. Blurring operation is known as a low pass filter, and as we are applying the motion blurring which is in two direction, horizontal and vertical, this is also known as a directional low pass filter. Now if we see the kernel here, in blurring operation we have all the values 1, whereas in motion blur we will have a central row or central column as a 1. And here you can see it is a 3 by 3 kernel, so center middle row is a 1 and the summation of it is equal to 3. So to normalize it, we have to divide the entire matrix by 3. So we obtain the output as a 1. So this is just a sample kernel here of size 3 by 3. Of motion blur using Python. So just renaming my notebook also, image motion blur, and importing CV, import CV2 to display the image. I'm using matplotlib.pyplot as PLT, as well as to define the kernel I'm also using importing numpy as NP. So here I'm just going to read the image here. img is equal to cv2.imread. I have image tree.jpeg. We'll also check it, plt.imshow img. So here image is there, and I'm going to convert it into RGB format. So cv2.cvt color, and the second parameter, that is cv2.color underscore bgr to RGB. That is because the cv2 reads into the bgr format, and matplotlib to displace it into the RGB format. So that's why we have converted into it, and now running again, you can see this is an original image we have obtained. Now first here we are going to define the kernel here for the horizontal motion blur effect. And as I have shown you, for the horizontal motion blur, we are going to have a central row, all the values 1. Rest of the all matrix values will be 0. So k1 is equal to np dot zeros. Initially, I will make all the matrix value as a 0. So this is 0. Now, as the next step, I am going to have the middle row. Here the middle row will have index 1 in case of 3 by 3 matrix. So 1, and all the column value I want to replace it with 1. So np dot ones and 3. So now you can see that it is 1. Now I have to divide the entire matrix by 3 so that it is going to be normalized. So k1 is equal to k1 divided by 3, and we will show the k1 once again. So you can see the entire middle row now values are replaced. Similarly, I am going to have a vertical kernel also for vertical motion blur effect, and only one change I have to do is instead of row we are going to have a column. So for now I'll put this into the comment to show you the output that this is the central column now which has been converted. So I will give this kernel name K2 and a horizontal as a K1. So now I have two different kernels, K1 and K2, which I am going to apply to my image. To apply these kernels, I am going to use cv2.filter2d function to my original image img, and the destination depth image is -1, and k1 effect we wanted to apply. So here I just written k1, and I will save it into the variable called img1. Similarly, I will apply K2 kernel to the image. So now I have three images, one is the original image and two output images. PLT dot subplot, one row, three column, first image. PLT dot show img, PLT dot title original image, and this I will take as a copy 132 133, and here also we will do the change img1 and img2. Here I will say this is the effect of horizontal motion blur, and this is the effect of vertical motion blur. So here output is there. So I will increase the size of this figure. For that, from matplotlib import rc params, and here using that rc params I am changing the figure size. Figure dot fig size is equal to 15 by 15. So now running it once again. So you can see the output here, but we have to increase the size of the kernel, and for that purpose I am going to replace all this constant value 3 with the variable size. So I am just defining one variable called size, and at every place where we have written a hard coded 3 value I am going to replace it with the variable size. So as the same change I am also applying to the vertical kernel, and the middle row should be replaced. So here also I have to write size divide by 2, and no matter whether the kernel size is even or odd, so I have just converted into the integer. And now in 21 we are going to see, yes, you can see the motion blur effect here. As you go on increasing the size of the kernel, you will get more blurring effect to your image. Here in horizontal motion blur, it seems that from this direction you are moving and the image is being captured, and here in the vertical direction the blurring effects can be observed. That's all for now. Thank you very much.